Hello friends, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here with me. This is Read the Signs with Roxy. I am getting into the fire signs today. Whew. We still hanging out inside today. It's been raining all day. You can go ahead and tune in. We're tuning into the Sagittarius collective today, okay? Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see what messages, what energies are coming through for you. This is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading. So if it doesn't resonate, don't force it, okay? It's hard to tell where the camera is, honestly. I'm like, I don't want to look at myself, but sometimes there's a green light, but I don't think is it coming from the green light? I don't think so. I'm gonna put my finger right on it. Okay, yeah, no, it's not. Hi. Hello. Alright. I'm gonna build you a Celtic cross, Sagittarius. Like I was saying, this is not a personal reading. This is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So if you have any questions or if there's anything that, snags and, it's so funny this energy comes out for you. If you see something, if you feel something, because I pick up on a lot of energies, there's a lot of different messages trying to come through. So sometimes it can be one half the message can be for you, the other half can be for someone else. So like I was saying, just take whatever advice comes through for you, Sagittarius, and leave what doesn't, okay? If you do want a personal reading, you can hit me up at my email. That info is in the description box below. Please do not utilize my email for anything other than tarot. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started for Sagittarius. For Saggy baby. For the Sag. All right. Okay. For Sagittarius, oh my god, all these cards came out. Let me try again for this. Already did my shuffles. Alright. Sagittarius, what energies do we have coming through? Okay. Conscious, unconscious, past, future. On the path of the serpent. Alright, what do we got? The star in the reverse. Aries got this star in the reverse as well in their past. It's interesting because I feel as though, we got the lovers here. I feel as though you're kind of having to reap in the rewards or the lack of rewards from certain moments that you chose safety and comfort over stepping into your power, okay? And I just want to say that, okay, so let me start by saying this is the heart of your spread, okay? We have the 8 of Swords, right? The 8 of Swords and the King of Pentacles as your challenge. Okay, 8 of Swords, King of Pentacles. So there's a sense of like wanting to tap into the abundance that you know is available to you, and yet with strength in the reverse as your past with this 8 of Swords. It's like you're finding every reason not to be fully standing in your power. It's like, okay, so in your unconscious influence, we have the 5 of Wands, and your conscious influence, we have the 5 of Cups. So these two 5s are a symbol of conflict and change and crisis that's going on in your life right now, Sagittarius. You're probably going through some huge shifting things, huge shifting grounds. And because you have the 5 of Swords here as well, so you have five of Swords, 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Wands here. And the 5 of Swords is in your attitude, right? So there's a sense of like, okay, so this was in the reverse, this Wands. So in your fire element, you're starting to overcome this crisis, okay? In your water, which is your emotions, and in your Swords, which is in your intellect, in your mind, you have yet to reach that kind of change, okay? You have yet to reach that turning point, which it's okay when you have these elements of, you know, this earth element as of the King of Pentacles here, and then the Ace of Pentacles in your environment, right? So I feel like you have some grounding force that, because you're starting to understand this fire element, which is a very external force, it's like it's starting to help you become more grounded in the power of like the King of Pentacles, you know, and seeing opportunity around you, and money feeling at home with you, okay? Money and opportunity seeking you, because as a past and in the future, in the Dove, we have Strength and Temperance, and both of these are in the reverse, right? So the fact that Strength and Temperance were in like as the wings of the Dove, it's almost as though this is what's gonna take you there, okay, to the King of Pentacles energy. Understanding your strengths and understanding balance, okay? And Temperance is your card, Sagittarius. So I think it is important that you pay attention to, you know, what ways that you give your power away, and also the choices that you make that take you off balance, okay? That little, you know, overextension or withdrawing in, you know, because you do have the Star card in the reverse here. So moving forward, we have the Hangman as your, this is environment, this is, so it goes attitude, environment, your hopes and fears. So your hopes and your fears is the Hangman in the reverse. So you know, what if I can't let go of the things that I need to let go of? What if I can't have a new perspective that I know I need to have? You know, what if I can't be the person that I need to be? And it's funny because I watched something today about, you know, quantum leaping, and kind of understanding that sometimes if you keep thinking about this worst case scenario, and you flirt with it, you know, you're like, oh, what if terrible things happen, and you push it away and you resist it, and you push it, and you're like, oh, I don't want that, and you're kind of just pushing against it. You make it more real by the pushing. You're touching it, you're feeling it, you're pushing on it. So in a step towards it, in a step towards acceptance, you can say, okay, what is it? What is it that I'm so scared of? What is it, that terrible thing? Okay, everyone leaves me. Nobody loves me. You know, I'll be left on the street, and, you know, nobody will like me anymore because, you know, yeah, so because I'm worthless, okay? So it's like, go to that thought. If this was part of the exercise, was like going through all the way through the worst case scenario and looking at it and understanding that that's not true. Like, it's not true, and it's very unlikely. And not only that, but it's kind of like you understanding the terrible misuse of your imagination, basically the waste of your imagination, because you do have the Page of Cups here in your future, and the page, what I like so much about pages is that they're not scared to start, okay? They're they're not scared to be seen as a novice, okay? They're not scared to feel something new, okay? And sometimes, you know, especially because this Temperance was in the reverse, maybe the Temperance needs that offer of like love, of maybe, hey, this might be a little tiny cup with a little fish in it, but do you like it? You know, do you feel a way? You know, is this something helpful for you? And, you know, and being vulnerable enough to not shut yourself down, you know, because with the Star card and the Ace of Cups here, it's like there were probably moments where you really thought that you were offering the world something beautiful, and yet because you weren't fully aligned with feeling that you were seeing yourself as the source rather than understanding that source is, you know, source, and that we're just a conduit for source, and it's a terrible misuse of our imagination when we decide to worry, or when we decide to act as though we are, you know, it's just our ego. It's just our ego, you know, because it's you don't create these opportunities that are coming to you. You align with them, okay? You're not creating these people who need to hear your voice, who need to see your art, or who need to experience you. You're not creating these people. You're aligning with them. So the fact that, you know, when you decide, Temperance and Strength, that you align with this, you know, that you align, that you let go of these energies. But first, Sagittarius, you have to claim them. That's a part of, that's like the I don't even know, it's like 12-step program. I'm you know, it's almost like you have to accept it. And acceptance is almost like taking inventory of what you have to work with. If you can just understand that there's this air of disappointment around you, not only an air of disappointment, but an air of conflict, or an expectation of conflict, an expectation of being misunderstood, of being, you know, a competition where you already know during this competition that you're not going to get the justice that you deserve. There's just a lot of expectation here for that can keep you trapped, okay? That's going to keep you feeling as though, you know, that this King of Pentacles is just one step farther away than you have the ability to go, okay? And that any opportunity that wants to come towards you, because you have a lot of opportunities that want to come towards you, it's always going to be a miss because you're in the wrong perspective, okay? You're not going to see it for what it is. And that's why the Page of Cups is saying, hey, more importantly than doing, because good for you, I'm glad that you're with this in the reverse, is like you're starting to understand how you take part in the conflict. But with the Page of Cups here, it's kind of saying like, hey, well, you're starting to understand the feeling that needs to be renewed, the feeling that keeps driving this pattern of Temperance in the reverse, Strength in the reverse, okay? So yes. Let's see. I'm feeling called to this Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Let's see what this... Ooh, the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. Very cool. The Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. This Five of Cups makes me sad. I don't know. I know that things have not been, you know, perfect, but, you know, like we're all going through this very transient, there's waves of these planetary alignments that we really don't understand the effects that they're having on us and having on each other, okay? And the effects that we have on each other, yeah. So it's like, please be compassionate, be kind to yourself when these moments of loss or inability to change hit you, okay? Because it's not all you. Yeah. See these 10 of Needles in the reverse. Thank you, Spirit. What else for this Five of Cups? And I'm feeling very strongly to talk about this Five of Cups because it's in your conscious. It's in your conscious influence. So it's like really hardcore affecting the choices that you're making right now. Okay, so I want to take a look at it. What is this Five of Cups in the reverse? I'm sorry. What is this Five of Cups in the conscious influence, please? For the Five of Cups, please. Thank you. All right. Those. Okay. So we have the Ten of Swords. We have the World, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Candles. Okay. So I'm picking up intuitively, this is something that I just feel, is that you want to do so much more than what you're doing. Okay. With the King of Candles, the World, and it's almost as though there's a cycle that is complete, right? Where you understand, okay, that, you know, you're seeing your losses, you're seeing your victories, you're seeing, you know, but you're just so frustrated. With the Seven of Pentacles energy, I feel like you're just so frustrated because you're not sure if you're being received in the way that you want to be received. Okay, there's a frustration that's coming through about, you know, I'm so much bigger than this, or I can be so much greater than this, and why is this gonna pay out the way that I want it to pay out? Okay, and you know, I do feel like you're going out on a limb and doing things that you haven't done before. And with the King of Wands, I feel like you are trying to be more adventurous. However, you do have this Ten of Swords. So let's look at that really quick. I just want to read it to you because Ten of Swords. Okay. Ten of Swords. Okay, when reversed, a painful ending indicated by the upright Ten of Needles is stalled. Don't put off the inevitable. Dragging it out will only make this harder. Make a clean break and move on to better things. Move on to new, better things. Okay. So there's some part of you that's kind of like pinned into, because you did have the wheel. I feel like all these pins, I feel like there's something that's pinned you into the wheel, which the wheel for me, the Wheel of Fortune, symbolizes very strongly the wheel of suffering in Buddhist context. And with the wheel of suffering, it's like if somebody's pinned you there, it's your attachment to it's your attachments period. Okay, it's your attachments period when it comes to, you know, but again, your perspective. Okay, so you can look at your attachments and be like, why do I feel this way? Why do I want these things? Why do I have these desires? Or just be grateful. Just be grateful for what you want and then what you receive. Okay, rather than focusing on what you want and what you don't get, focusing on what you receive, falling in alignment with that, you know, because that's what these two cups, I feel like that's what these two cups here from Temperance, you see these two cups behind him, that will give you that emotional balance that you're looking for. So whatever it is that you have in your life that you're grateful for, you know, maybe make a list, and then you're able to see more clearly that list contains things that you can further expound upon, that you can further use to tap into source, right? And to tap into your abundance, to tap into more affirmation and clarification that you are going to receive a payout for the things that you're putting into, for all the things that you're putting into, for all the focus, the drive and the focus with that King of Wands. Like, you are putting in a lot of energy into things that that are going to give back, but the doubt and the disbelief is affecting you along the way. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Ten of Swords again. Let's see. Let's see, what do we... Let's clarify this. Let's clarify this Hangman. This Hangman in the hopes and fears. For Sagittarius, what is this Hangman? Ooh. Let's do that again. For Sagittarius, this Hangman here in the hopes and fears. For Hangman, please show me the Hangman. Okay, so such a strong message of duality, the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So sexuality, I feel very strongly sexuality is sexuality being dampened, or like realizing that it can be a little bit distracting. But you have the happiness card, which is the Nine of Cups. So it's like, oh man, I feel like it's asking you to redefine. If you can't feel happy, which, oh God, I feel like this. Hold on. Yeah, just it's like, if you can't be happy with what you have, maybe you need to redefine. Maybe you need to redefine happiness. Maybe you need to let go of you know, a lot of visualization is about you having to visualize and use your imagination to feel that you have the things that you want, right? And the feelings that you feel when you get the things that you want. And I think that there's a message here of redefining what it is that you want, redefining the feelings that you'll get when you are finally happy. Like, what are the feelings besides happiness that you want to feel? And because you have the Knight of Cups and the Princess of Wands, so it's like with loving compassion moving forward for the things that you want when it comes to your action, okay? Because I do see the way that this dynamic here with the Wands, with the Princess of Wands, and she's kind of looking at the conflict, and she's kind of like waving a wand over it to kind of be like, you know, there is no wand like my wand, okay? And I feel like that's why this is in the reverse. It's because it's trying to tell you that it's not a sexual thing. It's your wand is you, okay? It's your craft. You are part of your craft. You show up. I mean, the way that his red is on his pants, right? The way the red is on his pants, I'm feeling like it's saying there's an actionable drive. Like, no one can do what you do, okay? And nobody can show up the way that you show up. And that's why it's like, you need, okay, look at the red cup, right? And this angel that's like offering it up. It's like Spirit is asking you to be the conduit of love, and don't be mistaken and ever think that you are the source or you are the light. It's like you're a conduit of the light, and when your ego gets in the way, it makes it a little bit difficult for the message to come through, or for the change to come through, okay, or for the feeling to come through. All right, very cool. All right, let's see, what else do we have? Can we clarify, please? This Eight of Swords. This Eight of Swords at the heart of the deck, please. Thank you. Eight of Swords, exhaustion. Long and challenging as this journey is, it is worth the struggle. The results are long-term and worth every sacrifice made along the way. See, what else? Thank you. What else? Okay. You know what? That's so funny because I felt that. Okay. I felt this energy of there's so much curiosity. Remember I said that the Page of Cups is like willing to be curious, okay? So curiosity, there's so much knowledge surrounding the decision you need to make. However, there are more options you have not yet considered. Slow down and the right opportunity will present itself. Yeah, so you have this Ace of Pentacles, which is definitely an opportunity that's coming towards you. Just make sure that you, trust. Don't trust what you are being told. There's more to the situation. The answers lie within the finer details which are not being shared with you. Caution, there's no truth behind this farce. Be wary of smoke and mirrors. Look closer at the illusion. Look closely, and the illusion will soon melt away, revealing a sanctuary where only truth remains. Interesting. Right. Okay. Yeah, which I feel like the lies here, I'm surprised the Seven of Swords didn't come up, but what I'm feeling the lies is that strength in the reverse. It's like you were being fed that you weren't good enough, or that you weren't strong enough, or that you weren't capable of doing these things. And so now I feel like you're having to redefine a lot of things, or rewire your brain, rewire some things moving forward so that you can be able to receive in a better way, okay? Because you do have the Nine of Cups here, and you know, happiness is a choice. So is sadness, and if you experience sadness, there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, it should make you be able to experience your happiness that much more. A visit or call from a friend can heal you. You can also heal a friend in the same way. Is there someone you've been wanting to contact but haven't made time for? Today, make the time. All right, Sagittarius. This is where I leave you. I hope that this message helped. I hope that you're able to get some clarity, and that you're able to find some kind of peace here, because I do feel like you have a lot of opportunity, a lot of good things coming your way. But Sagittarius, you're just having to let go of some conflict. And I think you really need to check in with yourself, and check in with, you know, how you feel about the things that you've done, the mistakes that you've created in your life, okay? And you're just needing to take inventory and have a little bit of accountability and a lot of compassion, okay? Because it's not your fault, you know? It's not, I don't want to say, you know, your trauma, because there's a lot of pain here that I picked up with this 10 of Needles. There's a lot of pain that you have yet to shed, okay? So and with this Hangman here, it's just you have the Wheel of Fortune, so it's just a matter of time before that wheel turns. So until then, you don't need to suffer, okay? You can understand that life is short, and you can choose to experience happiness at any moment rather than the sadness, okay? And then when you do experience the sadness, it doesn't have to be such a bad thing. All right, I love you so much, Sagittarius. This is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so it's not going to fit for everyone. But if you do want a personal reading, just hit me up. Peace.